So, welcome to Discover Tokyo, the show that whether you're living in Japan or anywhere else on the globe, we aim to show you the best of what Tokyo has to offer. So, my name is Micah, and I'm joined by my more well-dressed co-host.
My name is Ashutosh, and I am from India.
Yes.
Namaste.
Yes. So, I'm also from America, a small place called South Carolina. If you're watching, please give a small shout out. Anyway, so this program will be broadcasting on the 4th of every month in English on WALLOP's website at 9:30 p.m. Japan time. So you have to do the conversions yourself, sorry. Ashutosh, what are we talking about today?
Today we are going to talk about Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas, the holiday season, right?
Yeah.
So, I think that I celebrate Christmas a little bit differently in America than you might celebrate in India. But I'm sure that our viewers don't care about that. They want to know what's Christmas like in Japan. So
Japan.
We'll talk a little bit about that. The next thing we're going to talk about is some of the restaurants, some very cool places in Tokyo that you might not see if you're a person who's going on a tour or you're a tourist. So I want to introduce the cool places in Tokyo that aren't as popular with, guided tours, but they're really popular with the locals. So that if you do decide to come to Tokyo or you do live in Tokyo now, you can kind of get that true experience, Nobody wants to go on a tour on a bus and be paraded around all day. They want to see that real experience.
Yeah.
So, today's our first episode, so we're both, nervous as hell. But I decided that we should probably start off with the king of all Japanese food. And
Sushi.
Exactly, sushi. So we want to tell you guys a little bit about one of my favorite sushi spots. I've been going there for almost 2 years now. It's a wonderful place, and so if you decide to come to Tokyo, you can go there as well. I'll give you all the information you'll ever need. And to round out today's episode, we're going to talk about a reoccurring theme. I'm sure that everyone knows that Japan was chosen to be part of the 2020 Olympics. And so that means that we want to give you a small update each month about the Olympics happening in Japan. So, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking around with us. So, as promised, the first thing we're going to talk about is the holiday season, right?
Yeah.
So, when I was a kid, in America, Christmas was always like the best time of year. It's like you wake up in the morning, it's like 5 or 6 o'clock. I always woke up early because I was, I had 10, had all that energy. And I'd kind of shoot out of my bed, run into my parents' room, and they're really tired at 5 in the morning, so I kind of drag them next to the Christmas tree, and you open up all those presents. And it's like winning the lottery, right?
Wow.
You get all those toys, and we'd have a big meal together as a family, and we'd kind of do some Christmas traditions in America. I'm sure everyone's familiar with that. But what do you do for Christmas in India? I've never been, so I have no idea.
In India, we normally we have a national holiday on Christmas.
Yeah. That's like America.
Yeah. So we enjoy holiday. We go to church. People go to church, and people who are not Christian, they just celebrate with Christian people together.
So you celebrate with Christian people. Do you also go to church with them?
We don't go to church. Some people go to church. It's okay.
Okay. So then it's like a free holiday.
Free holiday, yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Wow.
It's good.
Right? Oh, so
I really miss it in Japan.
I wish it was a holiday in Japan like it was there. Oh man. So then, that's Christmas in India and America. But what about Christmas in Japan? So taking a look at some of the things here, Christmas in Japan is a little bit different.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is just a picture I took. Japanese people understand what Christmas is, and they know about the holiday, but it's not as big here, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of a smaller holiday. I think what most people in Japan consider Christmas. In America, we consider Valentine's Day, right? Yeah, I think the biggest difference is not
holiday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I have to work on Christmas, and that's the worst.
Yeah.
And so the two big things we want to talk about today are first the food for Christmas, which I'm sure everyone at home is going to be wildly amazed at. And the second thing is going to be the activities that we're going to be talking about. And so if you want to take a look at this next picture here, if you live in America, this is probably what Christmas looks like to you.
Wow.
Look at that. It's huge. All those lights, the people ice skating, people shopping. Christmas is a big deal there.
Yeah, where is this?
That's actually in New York. I think that's in front of the Rockefeller Center. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah.
Wow, it's pretty big.
Yeah, it's a nice place. And so when you go there, you can kind of feel that big Christmas spirit because Christmas is a much larger holiday, and it's been happening in the West for God knows how long. But let's take a look at exactly what happens in Japan. So if we can take a look, let's look at the next picture here. And so this is Christmas in Japan. And that's not Santa Claus, right? That's I think Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
KFC. So like we said, Christmas is more like Valentine's Day.
Valentine, yeah.
In Japan, and so it's a couple's holiday. And again, Ashutosh, I have no idea why it is, but I do know that everybody who's anybody on Christmas has fried chicken.
Fried chicken, yeah.
With their their wife or their spouse or their boyfriend or girlfriend. And I've asked a ton of Japanese people, and they don't know why they do that.
They don't know?
Yeah. Do you know why?
I think because this guy is having Santa Claus clothes.
Maybe it's that, right? He looks like Santa Claus.
Like Santa Claus.
Oh, we have to go here.
Yeah.
I've heard a few rumors that Santa Claus that people in Japan think that people in America eat chicken for Christmas or turkey. And so they kind of want to do the same thing. I mean, that's true in some cases, not in all, at least not in my experience. But if you want to see how big or how popular KFC is on Christmas here, let's take a look at this next picture. Look at that.
Wow.
Those are people lined up to get a bucket of chicken on Christmas. And so if you're still not convinced that it's that serious, they start taking reservations from November.
Really?
Yeah. So around where I live in Edogawa, there are some places that already have signs that says, you can reserve your chicken now.
Chicken now.
Yeah. And
for Christmas.
Exactly. So it's almost a month and a half back.
Come on.
That's nuts, right? Exactly. But
are they giving some special chicken or something?
No, I'm pretty sure it's just original recipe chicken, But so I know that a lot of people are excited about chicken, but we talked about Christmas before and the kind of the foods. What were you excited about for Christmas?
Christmas in Japan?
Yeah.
Cake and champagne.
Yes! Let's take a look at the Christmas cake next here. So if you don't think eating fried chicken is unhealthy enough, you and your boyfriend or girlfriend or wife or husband, you eat a cake together and then drink champagne.
Yeah.
So all the things that just aren't healthy for you is what you're going to be taking, or what you're going to be eating. But that cake, it's not huge. It's about the size of maybe two fists, right?
Yeah.
But you and the person that you love eat it together.
Yes.
So that's kind of a big cake for two people.
Yeah.
And also, of course, the champagne's wonderful. Yeah. I don't think anybody has a problem with that. But so the Christmas cake, the KFC chicken, it's super popular. Nobody knows exactly why, but we're not really asking questions. It's just a good time, right? So, we've talked about the food a lot, but, there's something else that happens in Japan during Christmas. Do you know, Ashutosh?
Illumination?
Yes, exactly, the illuminations. So, in America, where I'm from, people sometimes decorate their house with lights around the Christmas season. And do they do that in India at all?
Yeah, in India we have different festival for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So like a kind of illumination festival?
It's not, you can say illumination festival.
Really?
So we do that, illumination, but it's different from what I saw in Japan.
Okay.
So I was very amazed when I saw this illumination first time in Japan.
Yeah, I think in America, it's a kind of like personal thing. You do it for your home. In Japan, they've really made it a kind of public thing.
Public thing.
Yeah, so
yeah.
when you go to a train station or you go to a different part of the city, they have this just huge place lit up with lights. Actually, if we want to take a look at some of the pictures here, I snapped a little bit earlier.
Wow.
Yeah, this is one of the smaller ones actually. It's just a kind of train near Tokyo Station.
Okay.
It's in a small square. And, people are kind of outside the square. What you can't see, or what you can't hear is that there's kind of like some Japanese / like jazz fusion Christmas music playing. And so it's just a really nice square to be at. It's really nice. It's really festive. And so I guess this is one of the ways you can kind of see the Christmas spirit in Japan. And if we want to take a look at the next picture, this is actually a larger picture of what that area looks like. Sorry for the person with the cut off foot there. It's hard to get the children to stand still when you're taking a panoramic picture.
Children are also enjoying that illumination.
Yeah, but they're really excited. Some of them are dancing and playing. I think the children are more into Christmas than the adults. And so again, like this is a smaller one. But if you guys want to take a look at the next few pictures actually, this is one of...
Where is this picture?
Yeah, this is again near Tokyo Station. It's in a place called Shiodome.
Shiodome.
Yeah, so these are what the typical illuminations are like. And as you can see, these are just huge. These just giant fields of light. And if you want to take a look at the next picture, this one in particular is Disney themed. Yeah, so if people don't know, Disney is huge among Japanese people. And so to see this kind of illumination, they get really excited. I didn't take a picture of any of the crowds just because there were so many people. But here you can also see kind of like light shows. You can also see a kind of music shows with the lights. And in some special cases, you can kind of go into the area here, like you see this arch of lights. You can go under that and take lots of pictures. And maybe give your wife or your girlfriend or boyfriend or your husband a nice smooch on the cheek. It's a very romantic place, I'll definitely say. So yeah, if we want to take a look at a few of the other pictures here, I mean, as some people go here with couples, I've also seen a few people who go there alone. I think the idea is, it's a very romantic place, so you kind of want to find a couple because nobody wants to eat Christmas chicken and cake alone, right? That's the worst. Well, anyway, so that's about Christmas in Japan. So if you enjoy that, I really recommend it. And please come here again. But in just a few moments, when we come right back, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite spots in Japan for food. All right, so thanks for sticking with us, folks, and welcome back. So, last we talked about Christmas. The next segment of our show is going to be on the cool places that you might not see on a tour in Tokyo. So, Asutosh, when you think about sushi in Japan, what place comes to mind?
Tsukiji.
Tsukiji, yeah. So I think a lot of people who aren't from Japan don't know about Tsukiji. But can you tell us a little bit more about it?
I think Tsukiji is a place where we can get all the freshest fish coming directly from the ocean to Tsukiji.
Exactly. Yeah. I think a lot of people don't realize all the fish that pretty much comes into Japan, or all the really good fish that comes into Tokyo really. It kind of first comes into Tsukiji, and this place opens up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
They have these huge auctions you can go and watch if you're early enough to get there, which is kind of tough to do. But basically, all the fish that comes into Tokyo comes from Tsukiji. So it's all super fresh. It's all caught that morning. Really, really delicious stuff.
I went there once at night at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock?
Only to eat sushi.
At 2 a.m.?
2 a.m. I got the very fresh sushi there.
So I know they bring in the fish really, really early. Actually, I'm a little bit embarrassed, and I know that we told these people we're experts, but I actually haven't been to Tsukiji right when it opens. I've been in the afternoon. It's a very nice place, but in the morning I heard it is crazy. So anyway, let's take a look at one of the places that gets some of the fish from Tsukiji, and also one of my favorite kaiten sushi restaurants in all of Japan. If we want to take a look at this first picture. So this is the location of the place. it's around Tokyo Station. If you go out of the building on the south side toward the Imperial Palace, there's a building called Kitte.
Kitte.
Yeah, so
Stamp.
Exactly. Yeah. So for our listeners who don't know what Kitte means, it means stamp.
Yeah.
And this reason it's called the stamp building, so to speak, is because there's a large post office inside.
Okay.
But if you go into this building and you go up to the 5th floor, that's 5, folks, the 5th floor, you'll see this. Yes,
Wow,
that
these
super
people
long line.
They're waiting to eat sushi, right?
Exactly. So what you have to realize, though, is it's a long line, but the fact that they're willing to wait that long for the food is a good sign.
Good sign,
It's a good sign. So this is when I went, and unfortunately, I was at the back of the line this day. And this is around noon. If you're trying to beat the crowds, my recommendation, especially on the weekends when Tokyo is the busiest, is to go right around 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
Yeah, so 12 is lunchtime.
Yeah.
And around 5 p.m. is where people start to get hungry for dinner.
Yeah.
So if you kind of squeeze in between 2 o'clock, the lines are way shorter. I wish I knew that before I went. But if we want to take a look at this next picture here, this is the restaurant a little bit closer. So when you kind of come up right to the front, you can see the line that kind of wraps around on the side. And the inside, it looks like a kind of island where all the chefs are working and the people are just kind of sitting around. So yeah, like I said before, this is a kaiten sushi restaurant.
Kaiten sushi.
Yeah. And so do you want to explain to the people what kaiten sushi is?
Kaiten sushi is something we have something which is rolling.
Yeah, it's like
Kaiten, it's rolling, revolving.
Yeah.
Sushi is coming, we just take it, eat it.
Exactly. So it's kind of, in English we might say like a conveyor belt, right?
Conveyor belt.
Yeah. So it's we might call it in English conveyor belt sushi. That kind of rolling sushi.
Rolling sushi.
But yeah, this place, actually, maybe I forgot to give you guys the name. So the name here is a little bit difficult to pronounce, so please bear with me. But Nemuiro Hanamaru Kaiten Sushi. So that's
once more.
Yeah, that's a mouthful, right?
Yeah.
So Nemuiro Hanamaru Kaiten Sushi. I promise if you look it up on Google Maps, you'll find it no problem, English or Japanese. But yeah, moving along, so let's take a look at what it's like actually inside the restaurant. So if you want to take a look at this next picture here, when you sit down, this is kind of what you're greeted with.
Yeah.
So the stuff in the red cup there, that red little pot, is green tea powder.
Green tea powder.
So in kaiten sushi places, you're kind of expected to drink green tea.
Green tea, yeah.
So you put a few scoops of the stuff into your own cup, and you put it under some hot water, which is also right in front of you on the little metal plate.
Yeah.
And they also give you a warm towel.
Warm towel.
You know, do they do that in India?
No.
They don't, not at all?
Yeah, I saw that first time in Japan.
Me too. I think it's a big thing here to always wash your hands, always to clean your hands before eating. In America, it's never like that. You just kind of dig in, right?
Yeah. And they call it oshibori.
Oshibori. Well, I didn't know that. So oshibori is what you'll get. A lot of times they're wrapped. Sometimes it's like a small moist towel. But yeah, you usually get one of these in almost any restaurant you sit down at. So let's take a look at the next picture here. And so this is what you see if you look up. And so you've got all these chefs working tirelessly in the center, preparing all the sushi.
Yeah.
And you can see right in front that little conveyor belt with all the little plates stacked next to each other. Looks really delicious. Behind that is a menu. So if you can't read Japanese or Japanese kanji very well, I don't recommend looking at this menu.
Yeah.
So I'll show you guys a menu a little bit later that's a little bit more foreign friendly. I had to pester the folks, unfortunately, but they made one for me, and I was really happy about that. So let's take a look at the next picture here. And this is the coolest thing ever. This is what it sells this place for me. So in most kaiten sushi restaurants, you go in, maybe you get some sushi off the conveyor belt.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can ask the sushi chef for what you want. Sometimes you can write down and give it to one of the sushi chefs. In this place particularly, one chef is kind of working alone on his own idea. So he's kind of working on his own project while everyone else is filling customer orders.
Okay.
And what you see here is when he's finished, he presents his dish to the restaurant.
To the restaurant, okay.
So all of the people there, all the chefs, while they're working, they're asking him questions about the dish because they can't, just all stop working and look. It's like, oh, is it delicious? What does it have this in it? Does it have that in it? And he'll answer, kind of trying to upsell the dish. When they're done kind of talking about what he's made, they kind of shout to the restaurant, who wants some? And so everyone who wants some just kind of shoots their hand up. and it's kind of like
Wow.
first come, first serve. It's a really exciting experience, and I think this place is the only one I found in Japan that does that. And for me, that makes it really special.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the next picture here. So yeah, some of the things on the conveyor belt sushi, you can see one of the guys working here.
Yeah.
But in this particular restaurant and also some other ones, they'll have things that aren't exactly sushi on on the conveyor belt. So here it shows some of the more traditional things. But if you want to move over to the next picture here, you can see some of the stuff I grabbed, and also some of the soy sauce. And if you move one more picture, you can see orange juice or grapefruit juice, I think, on the conveyor belt.
Wow.
So yeah, this place has everything from juice, French fries, fried chicken.
Really?
Yeah. So if you want to go there for Christmas, I don't recommend the fried chicken at a sushi place.
Maybe
but,
KFC.
I don't think they have Kaiten Sushi KFC yet. But yeah, so you can even find like small desserts. I think they also have cheesecake.
Maybe cheesecake.
Yeah, sounds really nice.
And one glass of champagne.
I don't think they have champagne, but don't worry, they do have beer.
Oh,
They
wow.
do have beer, yeah, don't worry. So let's take a look at the next picture here. And this is my favorite thing to eat at the restaurant. So
Tempura? No?
kind of tempura.
Okay.
So I know everyone is judging me right now because I go to a sushi restaurant and my favorite thing isn't the sushi. The sushi's great, I promise.
Okay.
But this restaurant in particular has the best fried calamari I've ever tasted. Kind of squid or octopus legs. And this place, I don't know what they do, but they do it right. And so it's wonderful.
Wow. Is it in Tokyo?
Yeah, it's in Tokyo. It's in Tokyo. Right next to Tokyo Station.
Okay, wow.
So
I think I want to go this place.
You know, I actually just learned this, but you just told me, Ashutosh, that you're a vegetarian and you want to go to the sushi place.
Yes, I want to go to sushi place.
I'll be happy to treat you.
Yeah. Thank you.
But let's move forward here. Let's take a look at some of the other things. So I took a snapshot of the menu as promised, and as you can see, if you close up on the screen here, the prices aren't that bad. It's actually a pretty cheap place. I think if you want to head over to the next page here, this is the continuation of the menu, so it's also huge.
Maybe they have menu book.
It's kind of like a book.
Wow.
It basically is. And this doesn't even cover the entire menu. They also have daily specials you can see that are in Japanese on each board. And so on the left side is all in hiragana, katakana, with a little bit of kanji.
Little bit.
You know, if you want to test yourself. And on the right side is the English. All right, so folks, I want to remind you again. Welcome back to Discover Tokyo. And so that the name of that place from the last time, great food, great price, great sushi, was Nemuiro Hanamaru Kaiten Sushi. So please try it if you're interested.
5th floor.
So again, this last segment, Ashutosh, we want to dedicate to the Olympics, which are happening in 2020, as you know, in Tokyo, right? So every month we want to give our listeners a short update about what's going to be happening or how Tokyo is changing for the Olympics. So have you heard anything about the Olympics recently?
Yeah, recently I heard that they are going to change the design again because of over budgeting.
Yeah, so if you hadn't heard, Tokyo had this grand project to make the Olympic Stadium, but it was over budget, which was over $2.02 billion. And so they had to scrap the design, unfortunately. And so very recently, even just this week, they finally found some new designs.
Really?
Yeah, so they've decided on two. And the National Japan Sports Association is going to vote on them very soon.
Okay. So is it public now?
The pictures aren't, unfortunately. So I would love to have something to show the people at home.
Okay. Maybe next month.
Yeah, maybe next month. Yeah, so please look forward to that. But they have said some information about the places.
Okay.
So the first one kind of introduces the 5 elements of Japan: fire, water, wood, metal.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, and so on. And the second one, now this is crazy. It's actually made of steel and wood.
Steel and wood.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
No concrete.
No concrete. I'm not sure. Well, I'm sure there's some concrete at the foundation, but it's made of steel and wood, and I'm a little bit scared of, if there's too many people, the wood breaks and we all fall down. But I'm sure it'll be all right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Japanese technology. I trust.
Exactly. Right. Super safe. Yeah. Well, anyway, so so please look forward next month to hopefully the designs for the buildings. But again, this has been Discover Tokyo. So again, my name is Micah.
My name is Ashutosh.
Yeah, and so we want to bid you a good farewell, and please join us again next month to find all the great and hidden spots in Tokyo. Thank you.
Fourth Friday.
Oh yeah, sorry. The fourth Friday of every month. My bad, yeah. At 9:30 Japan time. Please do the conversions at home. Take care, guys.